Welcome to Vice and Vincent. I'm Vice.
And I'm Vincent.
And this is a shortcut to a good time. Taylor, I don't like that when I'm not thinking about it, I say "our" instead of "our."
Huh.
I was listening to our last episode, and I just noticed it, and it peed me. Oh, Taylor, I don't like it. Everybody has these little quirks that they have that they're not happy about, and that I say "our" instead of "our," and I don't like it.
Well, that's an interesting tidbit of information. Would you like to change that about yourself?
I absolutely would.
Well, I can certainly keep you on check.
Yeah. Keep me honest on it. I would
yeah.
like, because that's how it works. To stop doing little habits that you don't like, you have to have people checking you on it and making sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. And yeah, I don't want to say "our" anymore. I want to say "our." You know?
Yeah, the correct pronunciation of that word.
I'm no hillbilly. Taylor, how's your week been?
It's been good. I'm pretty sleepy now, but
Yeah, we're recording pretty much the latest it just struck midnight as of me saying this, so I'm pretty tuckered out as well.
But with saying that, it's been an awesome week.
Sounds like you had a full weekend.
Yeah, I did. From the school week was, regular school week, nothing too good, nothing too fancy. But I went to New Orleans this weekend with some guys from my church, and we visited a seminary.
I don't think you can say that on.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think. Yeah.
We visited.
We try not to talk about bodily fluids like that on our show.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. We visited a place where people might become priests.
Oh, okay.
Is that better?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm doing the nose thing for people who can't see me. The thing where I'm like, I got it.
Yeah.
Because I've got it.
I'm glad you got it. But yeah, me and 3 other guys went down there with our priest here on campus and just went down there to check it out, and it was really cool. They're just regular guys, and
now
wanted to have a good time too.
Now, do they throw you something, Mister, there, or is that just in the French Quarter?
Well, seeing as Mardi Gras ended a week ago, everyone was pretty done with that by the time we got down there.
Right, sort of a citywide hangover almost.
Yeah, almost. That's how it felt. It's pretty ghost town like.
Yeah.
In New Orleans, but it's almost the best time to go because.
Oh yeah.
You get to do whatever you want without everybody being everywhere.
Mm-hmm. It's like going to Disney World in like the middle of October or something. Like,
yeah,
nobody's there. It's nice.
Right. So I got to show them the town and stuff because I've been multiple times, but most of them they hadn't. So it was fun to show them around.
But. Sounds nice. Well, my little brother Henry came to stay with me. And we had a nice weekend. I showed him around campus. We ate at the exotic locales that Tuscaloosa has to offer, like Cookout and Raising Cane's and the Ferguson Center Chick-fil-A. A great time was had by all, and I hope that he comes again soon, because
This is his second visit.
Second visit. He came once in the fall, and that was fun as well.
Next thing you know, he'll be on a real college visit.
Oh yeah, I mean, it'll happen sooner or later, as all things do. He's growing up right before my eyes. If I don't see him in a long period of time, I think about him in my head, and he's like 6 years old.
Yeah.
And then I see him, and he's taller than me, and he's hilarious, and he's a dude now. He's not just my little brother. He's a guy.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
It's weird to think about.
Yeah.
Growing up and siblings and family and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. But my brother did have to share my attention this weekend because Friday, Henry wasn't the only new thing in our household.
Ooh, what else was Was there a new puppy? What
No, not a puppy.
did you? Did you? A new thing? Was there like a new TV? Did you get a TV?
Kind of, in a way.
Kind of.
It's sort of a TV,
Sort of. Well,
but it's so much more.
What could that be?
Uh,
What is it, Cooper?
Miyamoto-san has gifted me with another delightful little treasure box known as the Nintendo Switch.
What is a Miyamoto-san? Is that like an
Shige-
emoji?
No,
Is it-
Shigeru Miyamoto is
What did you just say to me?
he's the creator of Mario and Zelda and all of those classic franchises. He did not make personally the Nintendo Switch. He probably didn't even have much of a role at all in that since he's more software, but
Oh, okay.
I just kind of use him as a face for the company ever
Right.
since Iwata-san died last year, and they've got this new guy who I think is part of the Yakuza. Everybody kind of thinks that maybe he has mob ties or something. He's not as likable as the last guy, so we've kind of moved on to Miyamoto as being the face of the company, which is fine, but man, that last Star Fox game was bad, and that's like the last thing that he worked on personally. But I digress. Anyway, back to the Switch itself. I got it Thursday night at midnight.
Thursday night. Now, did you wait in line for this, or how did you acquire? Because I'm sure it was, like games, they're like movies. People
Games is
pre-order tickets and stuff like that, and
games is like movies, and they're being very fun, and people is liking them and are having good time with them. So yes, there was a bit of a line situation, but it was all very easy. I went to GameStop at around 6 p.m. Thursday evening. I paid off the remainder for the Nintendo Switch and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. They gave me a receipt with a little sticker on it. It said number 6. They said, come back at 11:45. And I said, well, don't you usually go off of like Eastern time, so come back at 10:45? And they said, no. Nintendo's being very protective about this. If we try to give these out at 11 o'clock Central Time, a swarm of Japanese businessmen armed with katanas will sweep the establishment, taking up every single Nintendo Switch and ensuring that nobody in the city of Tuscaloosa can ever have one.
that would have been really sad. I'm glad you went to your specific time.
Yeah, we waited because the alternative is frightening to behold.
Yeah.
I
can only
waited.
imagine.
I waited until 11:45, and then I headed back to the establishment. I waited in what was a line in only like the very roughest sense, in that it didn't really matter when you got there because we had the number.
Right. Okay.
So no matter what, as long as I was there at midnight, I was getting mine 6th.
Okay.
And they got us out quick, Taylor. They got us out real quick.
Well,
they
that's
have
nice.
it down to a science there at the GameStop.
Now, when you received your Nintendo Switch, because we've all been pretty raving about this for a
Oh
while
yeah,
now.
I think it's the perfect college console.
So when you received this, did you tear up a little bit?
No, and I was having a conversation with our roommate Wilson, who we'll talk about him in a minute. I've got some beef with him as far as the logistics of our podcast go and what he means for that, but we'll touch on that next. I was talking with Wilson at things like a video game release. You get some people, and they are, at the end of the day, my people, who are so excited about the release that they can't contain themselves, and whether it is pure happiness or more likely an attempt to get some laughs, they will sort of over-exaggerate. They'll kneel down in front of the game, or they'll kiss it when they've got it, or just go yes! Try not to spike the audio, and I did all right. They do this fake enthusiasm, and I cringe hard. And so I try to come across as very emotionless when it comes to video games, because I don't want to be perceived as lame. But
I get it.
when I was playing Zelda, once everybody was in bed and it was just me up at 1 a.m. and I was starting it, I did tear up a bit because the Zelda game is really good, Taylor.
Right. I can't even imagine.
And it tastes terrible.
You know,
Do you want to taste it right now?
I do.
Just, okay,
because
I'm gonna
you told me about this.
You,
Go
you
open that door.
Talk to your just talk to yourself for a sec.
Yeah. So he was telling me about this. I'm sure when he comes back he'll talk more on it. But they supposedly have a weird taste. You know, I don't. I think that's kind of strange. But we'll get more information on that. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna be, what this entails. I don't understand why you would want to taste it. But anyway, I wonder I think I just had some Taco Bell. So I think that aftertaste of like meat and cheese and sour cream and tortilla will probably, hopefully, override some like weird wiring gaming taste. Hopefully, make it taste okay. Because I certainly don't want this to be the last thing I have before I go to bed. And that'd be, I can't, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll brush my teeth. That would probably help too. I've got some Crest.
And I'm
Crest
back with
Minty
the nasty
Fresh.
game. And I'll leave that open.
Oh.
I'm about to go have to put it right back
Hey,
in the console.
I think no, I don't have scope. It's Crest. I use Crest.
Oh, you're a Crest man?
I'm a Crest man.
Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is just see this, like, don't touch the metal, because that could
Hinder the game,
that
right.
could kill the little man that's having an adventure inside my game right now. So
Right.
just that kind of black strip right there. Just give
Okay.
your tongue like a good lashing over that.
All right, I'm about to do it, folks. In 3, 2, 1. Yeah. What?
Truly terrible.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Why would that? Tastes like.
Taylor is licking his shirt trying to get rid of the taste
Yeah.
of this bad
It's like
rotten
it's
egg.
seeping into my other taste buds.
because your saliva is spreading it around in your
Yeah.
mouth.
Hand me a drink.
Yeah, I've got some. You've got.
This
ooh,
is
what's in this?
bad. There's something that's not that game.
Yeah, it's a bad. And now I've wiped it off, and I'm gonna have another lick myself. Oh, and it's just so bad, and yeah, it's spreading around in my mouth.
I mean, like, did I just like
Oh God!
just drink like like pen ink or something?
And so Taylor, what this is supposedly designed to do is to keep small children and animals from eating your Switch games because they are very tiny. But here's the thing: it's sort of a Streisand effect, because honestly, this is probably the most licked game of all time now. Because after they had that little service announcement, like, these taste real bad, don't put them in your mouth.
Now people want to see how
You know
bad
what?
they
You know what the
taste.
reaction to that wasn't? Oh, it tastes bad. Well, I don't want to experience that displeasure. I'm not gonna put them in my mouth. No, of course not. It's I'm gonna put this in my mouth and see what this tastes like, which is what you and I have both done. I'm gonna go put it back in my console now because this little thing is $60.
Right, yeah. Goodness gracious. That tiny piece of what is that, like an inch?
Yeah,
Wow.
$60.
That is a lot.
Yeah, so just kind of.
Maybe that's why I never got into video games very much.
So yeah, just talk about your personal feelings while I
Oh.
put this back in the Switch.
Thank you for giving me permission to do that. I'm going to grab another thing. I'm running out of this drink already. Let's see if I have something else. Ooh, I still have some chocolate from Valentine's Day. Let's get something sweet and delicious and caramel filled.
This is already our most avant-garde episode of the podcast.
I think people will like it.
I hope.
Do you say caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
Last week in
Oh God.
Com 101,
Yeah.
we were talking about how people say things and why people say things the way they do, and like regional differences.
Mm-hmm.
And it got real heated because now Alabama's now like almost 60-40 out of state,
Right.
and
A lot of Yankees.
a lot of Yankees, a lot of Midwesterners, a lot of everything but not Alabamians.
Right.
And it just got unnecessarily heated about how people say words, and I'm like, why is it gotta be that way?
Yeah.
Like every time someone down here says the word buggy, like everyone yells at me for saying buggy because it's apparently a shopping
It's
cart.
a cart, yeah.
But
wow, we're breaking. You go
I
ahead.
realize that I'm getting real off track now, but
Yeah.
now I've got a funny story that has to do with that.
Okay.
So there's this guy in my Com 101 class. He is from, I think he said he's from like Ohio, or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And
It could be one of 5 states that are all exactly the same. You just
Yeah.
hear them called different things.
apparently that area is like Midwest or something like
Yeah,
that.
what? Yeah, Ohio,
Yeah.
Idaho,
But-
Illinois.
So he when he hears the word buggy, he thinks of like, like Amish people.
Right,
and
like a horse
The
and
horse-drawn buggy, because like apparently there's a lot of Amish where he lives. And so he said freshman year when he was down here and he got like his first job, there was a man who was telling a story about how like a little old lady was pushing her buggy in the store, and like the guy who was from Ohio stopped listening, tuned out, and was trying to figure out how a lady was pushing like an Amish cart buggy like in a store, because that's the way like he refers to buggy in his mind to that. And it was hilarious. He said it was a true story. Like he just could not follow the story because he was thinking about that the whole time.
A classic rhetorical blunder. And speaking of rhetorical blunders, Taylor, I've got some real idiots who have had some very mean things to say about our podcast.
Aw.
Yeah, just some real...
Well, I can't blame them.
No, I mean, honestly, yeah, we're getting worse every episode. We just tasted a game, and then you just ate a chocolate bar while we were recording. I was out of the room for like a combination of like a minute and a half. This is our worst episode yet. So let's read some negative reviews.
Good. Make sure. Just rub it in. Rub salt in the wound.
Exactly. This one comes from, at least this creep actually gave us a name. Marylander88. The show sucks now.
Sorry.
Go back to the golden age of the show. Episodes 1 and 2, when you didn't have a name and talked about the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, well there's the
We
Maryland.
mentioned it one time.
Maryland, yeah, but some people, I mean...
Oh, Maryland did. Oh,
yeah,
makes
he's
sense.
clearly, somebody told him, like,
He just
hey,
wants to hear the Ravens.
yeah, somebody told
Listen
him...
to the sports talk.
Somebody told him, hey, I found a podcast, they talk about the Ravens, and this guy got real excited. So excited that a couple days later, he left another comment.
Oh, man.
1 out of 5 stars. The hosts haven't talked about the Ravens since the first episode. I thought this was a Baltimore Ravens podcast. Well, Marylander88, it's not. It's a Disney podcast. And wait again, it's not a Disney podcast. It's whatever we want it to be. So for the people who also keep talking about how we need to watch Pinocchio, our friend Wilson is afraid of it, and we don't want to hurt his feelings by having him walk into the room when it's on. So we can't watch it until he's out of the house for a long time, and we don't know when that will be. So until then, the Disney talk is delayed. Anonymous says, didn't like the new guy in the last episode.
Are they referring to Wilson?
I think so. He made it seem like it was a bad thing to pull out all of your eyelashes, something I do every 2 weeks.
Whoa.
Okay, so...
That's, should we be concerned? Should we try to figure out who that Anonymous is to, like, get him some help?
Yeah, I think I may ask my friends at Anonymous to hack him and see...
No, I mean, like, that's kind of concerning.
Yeah, that's...
I don't want listeners, like... I mean, like, I feel like there's a certain obligation we have now. He's put it out there, and...
Yeah.
I feel the need to help him.
Right. Maybe we can maybe find out his IP address somehow.
We should write up some sort of... I don't know, what is it, like, code of conduct or something?
Yeah, like, no eye talk when you're commenting on our episodes.
Yeah.
Because it makes us uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And our final review is bring back Ravens talk. Oh, and it's Marylander88 again. Bring back Ravens talk. It's the same guy a third time. Yeah. Well, guy,
Dude.
shut up. Don't listen to our show anymore.
Obviously,
the only times we're going to talk about the Baltimore Ravens is when we're talking about how we don't talk about them.
Yeah. I mean, we may have gauged his interest for this particular episode when he hears Raven, but no, we're not talking about him. This isn't a Ravens podcast. Go listen to his sports talk. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what that's for.
But maybe we should talk a minute about the review that Anonymous left about Wilson, because while his particular complaint doesn't quite follow, the numbers don't lie, Taylor. We had our first guest in episode 4, and we also saw a dramatic drop in listeners in episode 4.
I mean, I kind of want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was a week where a lot of people didn't want to listen to podcasts. Lent started.
Oh yeah, there are.
Maybe people
I would
gave
say,
up
I would say
listening to our
about
podcast for Lent.
what is the number? Let me look at the. Oh yeah, it's 60% of Catholics give up podcasts for Lent. Now that seemed crazy high to me,
Yeah,
but I guess it makes sense.
it does. I mean, I used to give it up, and then I started doing one. I'm like, well, maybe
Yeah, you
this
can't-
year I should do
can't quite
something
give it up.
different.
Yeah, you'd have
because
to.
I used to be my
You'd
like.
have to plug your ears the entire time you were recording it.
Yeah,
if you gave
then
it up
I-
this year. You wouldn't know
Then
what I
that
was
wouldn't
saying.
be very good.
No, it wouldn't be good at all. I mean, it actually, it would probably be at least as good as what we're doing now. So
Yeah, but
no, to anybody.
there might be a correlation though.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm officially taking the stance that there's not. And to anybody trying to give our friend and roommate Wilson a bad name, saying that he's destroying our show, he's not.
He's not.
And
You did say our show a second ago. Good job.
oh, really? Thank
Yeah.
you. Actually, yeah, I think I'm a big positive reinforcement guy, so maybe, and still correct me when I say our. But what will be really good is, give me a little pat on the head or a little Hershey kiss whenever I say our.
Yeah.
That's how I really learn.
I got you. You're more of a carrot than a stick, man.
Yes, certainly. And speaking of Hershey Kisses, which are owned by Hershey, which is a company who I assume
Yes.
sponsors stuff, let's go to our ad corner.
I was wondering where you were getting there,
Bit of a
but that
leap.
was a good segue.
Yeah, thank you. So let's go into our ad corner, but let's be real quiet about it. Taylor, as you know, we have recently had some problems with Nelson's Fake Tears and associated Nelson's family brands because a couple weeks ago they were our sponsor, our first sponsor, and the following week we had to issue a retraction ordered by the U.S. government
Yeah.
because Nelson's was making people claw their eyes out.
Right.
Well, I have some friends who are in the corporate espionage business, and they sent me a coded memo saying that I need to just kind of watch my back and don't leave my doors unlocked or windows open or make sure nobody's tampered with my gas tank on my car. And he said to extend this warning to you because Nelson's is very unhappy with how we went about things last week,
What is there?
and they have put a hit out on us. They want us dead for retracting their sponsorship.
Did they say for how much?
Yes, but I don't know if I want to say the numbers because,
Okay. Well, because I kind of,
well,
when I get information like this, I kind of feel like a Robin Hood character where he like laughs in the face of how
right.
much money is on his head.
Well, and that's why I don't really want to go into it
Right.
because while obviously they're mad at us and they want us dead, they clearly don't care quite enough because the hits are only $250 each, which is, if you know anything about assassin culture, and I pray you do, that is an astronomically low figure for the price of two young boys like ourselves. the going rate for the assassination of just like your typical 20-year-old male in America is somewhere at the $10,000 range. And so for them to make the statement that we want these guys dead, but we don't care about them enough to give you the full price is honestly, that hurts more than them wanting us dead, honestly.
I agree.
So, and this is going to put us in a very uncomfortable position. I think we need to read an ad for Nelson's again.
Okay.
Get them back, because Taylor, I think that they're more powerful than the United States government.
Well, will this put us in a worse position?
Legally? Or just
just like for our lives?
Oh, our lives? No, I would honestly I'm pretty sure that this room is bugged, and the minute that I read this ad copy that was sent to me before we retracted the sponsorship, there will probably be like a definite, like, immediate signal that our lives are no longer forfeit. If I just pick up my phone and read, this ad copy that starts with, Nelson is a wholesome family of products that is in no way going to endanger your eye safety. And see, I'm already like, I just saw some movement by the window as though somebody that was hiding, right out of sight has maybe, no, I leave the windows open, because
I'll leave that one
I think
open.
this is the best way to know whether they're happy with us or not. Because I think I just saw a ninja kind of step back a foot, like he's like waiting for me to keep going to see if I'm gonna chicken out or not.
Man, you kind of scared me, man. I didn't see anything.
Well,
just finish
okay,
that ad, and so we can move on. Let's get out of this ad corner.
None of Nelson's incredible products has ever harmed anyone's eyes, ears, nose, or throat, or any extremities, or any minorities. And I think they were going for like a joke there or something, like extremity and then like the extreme minor.
Yeah,
but minorities is a whole different thing.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, maybe that's like a little, like, they want us to say that so like people get mad at us as payback for the whole retract. But okay,
Let's not read too much into it.
And now, like, yeah, a truck that was just kind of like idling outside is slowly pulling away as though they're like gonna drive off.
Is that the ad?
No, there's a little bit more.
Come on. God, I want to get this over.
Yeah, okay. Nelson's is not affiliated in any way with several international shadow organizations, and was certainly not in any metropolitan areas on any of the dates of any widespread terrorist attacks. Okay, see, now that feels very...
We didn't even mention
the lady doth protest too much with that one, because that wasn't even something that... Okay, no, and now, okay, now they're coming back, so I'm going to speak from experience and say that Nelson's fake tears, Nelson's premium whoopee cushions, Nelson's hold on, I misspoke, sorry, I'm just a little... Nelson's oversized Pez dispensers. All of these are incredible products of the Nelson's line.
Yes.
And I've personally never wanted to claw my eyes out from Nelson's fake tears or choked on one of the giant Pez dispenser Pez candies that I put in my gob. And now they are finally leaving, and I think it's time that we get out of this ad corner and maybe keep the heat off for a couple episodes and maybe not talk about Nelson's for a while.
Yeah, let's get a new sponsor.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's it. All right. This is the end of the ad corner. All right. Well, that was an exciting, breathtaking ad corner. We love all of our sponsors. I think that's all that we need to say.
You're right. I think, yes.
Yes. And
But maybe with how things have gone down thus far, we could maybe start looking for some new sponsors.
yeah, and that's not to say that we're going to get rid of the old sponsors or buy 2 plane tickets to hide from any of our old sponsors or change our identities so as to not arouse suspicion from any of our old sponsors. It's just that we're shopping around for different things. I've heard Fritos is in the market. I've heard that Advil is looking to move into the podcast sponsor game. And see, those are wholesome products.
You know who else is you know those is that like shampoo and stuff, like the Suave or
Sure.
yeah, I saw some
Okay.
pictures and stuff.
Yeah, I think I may have gotten an email from them, but I ignored it because that's what you do in the industry.
Yeah.
You gotta play ball.
It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, Cooper.
Yep.
Especially during Lent.
Especially during Lent.
You know, with those 60% not listening to us now.
Yeah, and I guess I don't know why we didn't make this connection earlier. Maybe that's why episode 4 dropped off.
That's what I was saying.
Because, that's only 2 days between when that episode dropped and when Lent hit. In which, hey, here's a little fact for you. Did you know that there is no way science can predict when Lent will be?
Yeah, that's a true statement.
That people only have about a 3-day warning, and then Lent is upon us.
Yeah, people figure out when it is. Basically, when like they go to Mardi Gras and they're like, Lent is tomorrow.
Oh, Lent is sometime in the next 72 hours. We don't know exactly when, but we know that eventually these beads are going to turn to ash, and we must then rub that ash on our foreheads.
Yeah.
Yep.
And either an X or a cross or some sort of signifying manner.
Yep. And so that's what the beads turn into. What about
unless you're in New Orleans like I was this weekend, and
yes.
There's a lot of remnants just
it's sort of there's like a fallout of just celebration.
It's surprising to me how well they actually clean up.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time,
you can't get everything. Yeah.
You can't get everything, and there's just there's a number of trees that are just showered in beads still.
Oh yeah.
It's like, well, that's a pretty tree.
Yeah. don't I mean, we won't be mad when it's gone, but don't intentionally ruin it.
Right.
Well, Taylor, I think I'm going to call it quits for this episode. I think it's pretty weighted heavy to before the ad break. But I think we're sleepy. I think we had a good varied discussion before the ad break. And for anybody who listened to the ad break, because I know some people skip the ads, we account for that, don't worry. But for people who listen to the ad break, we've got some work to do as far as protecting ourselves and our loved ones and the people who we don't want to get hurt. And I'm going to start that once we stop recording, so...
Yeah, that's certainly put a stressor on our lives, which is kind of why we've been recording so late.
Right, because if the sun can't see us, maybe they can't either.
And if we change up when we record every time, they don't know when it's happening. So, we apologize for all the different times, and if
because it changes our mood.
If this one's quality isn't up to your expectations.
Oh, it's that guy again. What's he creeping in here for?
Oh, sorry, he just...
Oh, and I'm here too, because we always travel together. Guys, get out of here, out of here.
God, jeez.
I don't even remember your names. I think I knew it last time you were here.
I hate it when they get in here.
Oh, God.
The door is locked.
Yeah, I know it was locked, because we're hiding from Nelsons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nelson's.
Yeah. Shh.
Oh, and I shouldn't have even said that, but man, had they
That's
get in
like
here,
Voldemort.
and now it's like 10 degrees colder in here because of those two little twerps.
What?
But okay, so we're
Also-
gonna go make sure that they're like entirely out of the house because the last time we found them in the attic.
Maybe they picked up some tricks from our ghost Spooky.
Oh, aloha, Spooky.
Aloha.
Let's not explain that.
That wasn't me like answering Cooper. That was me also saying
Yeah.
aloha to Spooky.
So yeah, ooh, that's our sign out for the week. So let's say our normal thing, which is, I'm Vice.
And I'm Vincent.
This has been Vice and Vincent.
A shortcut to a good time.
Aloha, Spooky.
Aloha, Spooky.